Kia ora and welcome to this episode of The Voice of the Starweaver. Have a very beautiful guest with us today, Precious Owoko. She is tuning in from Kenya. Welcome, Precious.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this episode, and I have been looking forward to it actually. Like Catherine has said, my name is Precious Owoko. I'm from Kenya in Nakuru County. And yeah, the moment I'm working in media, but I'm also working with Dr. Enolia, who is the founder of the Wombology, and I'm doing a show called The Unfiltered You Show, and that is what made me to be here today.
Mm. Yeah,
Yes.
I love that we're both connected through the Wombology platform and that we're part of this movement of
Yeah.
radio shows hosts all around the world. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yes.
going to read your beautiful bio, and I'm so intrigued with your title of Walking Shadow Poetry. So, Precious and Walking Shadow Poetry is a spoken word platform that helps people grow from what was meant to break them. Through poetry, we address trauma, mental health, healing, and emotional growth. Founded on June 19th, 2021, our work inspires self-discovery and resilience. The name is drawn from the biblical story of Peter, whose shadow brought healing, reminding us that even in darkness there is power and purpose. And we create spoken word that offers hope, strength, and a path to healing. Join us to embrace your shadow and find your voice. This is a topic that's so close to my heart as well, but I'm not going to speak about it. This is your beautiful time, Precious, and you have amazing title, Creatives and Real Life.
Yeah.
So please tell us
Yes.
what it is you do and what is walking shadow poetry.
So, yeah, thank you once again, Catherine. What I do poetry and spoken word. And for so long, I have always been desiring I see people who do poetry with impact. You know, it's not just about saying those words. It's not just about coming up with strong punchlines. It's not just about expressing what you feel, but it's about even as much as you're expressing what you feel, there are people who get healed by that. There are people who get hope by that, because we are living in a world where every man for themselves and God for us all, like we are living in a generation that most people have become so selfish. Like it's always about me. It's always about Precious. What am I getting from this? What is my portion? But we rarely focus on what will that other person get. What is the impact that I will create to that other person? What is the change that I'm bringing to the society? So that is the major reason why I started working shadow poetry. And it was from a point of in Kenya, an influencer. So I didn't have anyone to speak to. And sometimes it's hard for people to actually just hear you out and believe you. And some might think you're just cloud chasing and something of that sort. So I started it to just provide a safe space for me. That was my way of journaling, and some of my pieces are based on personal experiences. And that was my way of just letting out what I felt, letting out how I felt it, and just helping other people to understand that you are not alone in this, that we are together. You might be suffering, you might be struggling, you might be going through the worst thing that you can ever imagine, but we are together in this. Apart from that, I really love creativity and theater. I'm a big fan of anything to do with art, any form of art. Yeah, so that is what I do. And that is where Walking Shadow Poetry was born. The story of Peter, like you have said, it was the time when Peter was walking, and then his shadow used to heal people. So when his shadow used to heal people in different ways, I got that aspect where I wanted my words to be the source of healing to people. my target audience were not, I know there are people who say I'm targeting 1 million people, I'm targeting 1,000 people, I'm targeting 500,000 people. But for me, I was just targeting one person who was experiencing the darkest moments in their lives, and they just come across that piece, and it just gets to give them hopes, it just gets to keep them going. Because sometimes it's so hard to be always telling people about your problem, speaking out about your problem. Sometimes you just want to hear something, you just want to hear someone speaking to you, someone assuring that it's going to be fine, that it's going to be okay. And that is where Walking Shadow Poetry uh, was born. Apart from that, it was also born from the story of Luanda Magere, who is an historical figure in Kenya. Luanda Magere, his power lied in his shadow. When his shadow, I'll just give a brief summary. Later, our listeners can go and actually research more on that. So his shadow was his source of power. So one time when he was sick, the wives tried. He had two wives, so the wives tried to give him medicine, to do anything possible to make sure Luanda Magere was fine, but nothing worked until one time when Luanda Magere told his first wife that the only solution for me to heal, you're supposed to take that medication or that medicine and put it on my shadow where my head is. That is the shadow of my head. Okay. So when she did that, Luanda Magere got well. And from there, she now exposed this secret to the enemies, the people who are always targeting to kill Luanda Magere. And one time when he had gone to battle, that is exactly what they did. They they killed him through his shadow. So when he died, he turned into a stone. And this stone is still uh, present even right now in Kenya. And it's a stone that always reminds us of Luanda Magere. So sometimes, even in the darkest moments, that is when we become the hardest people. That is when we discover our strongest points. That is when we discover that we have more potential than we've ever thought we actually really have. Yes, so that is Walking Shadow Poetry for you. And it has impacted so many people around the globe because my target audience was not only in Kenya. I wasn't just targeting people who are living within my community, within my society, but I was also targeting people who are living globally, because you may never know. This is a small world. You might be targeting someone from your community, and maybe the person who you're supposed to impact is in some parts of the world that you even might not even know that it exists. Yeah, and I really love what I do. I love my pieces, and some of my pieces actually get to speak to me in real time. They get to just remind me of how much I have come, how far I have come, what I have achieved, and all that. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was just so, like, I feel your words, and that's why the voice of a star weaver is so important, because it's about the power of our words, the power of our voice. And like you said, even like
Yeah.
not trying to reach 1 million people, speaking to someone, some soul in that moment when they need it the most. And this ripples out to all of us. And just thinking about that stone and how the sun will always follow the shadow, and the shadow will always be with the sun as well. It's just so beautiful. And I wonder if
Yeah.
you can speak. Do you have one of your poems that you could share with us?
Yeah, I have one of my favorite pieces. I actually did it um from a time when I was in my lowest. I was in my lowest point, and nothing seemed to work out because I tried art. That is the time when you're trying to write your pieces and the writer's block is there. You're trying to seek for inspiration, but none is there. But I have this one piece that I really love, and it keeps me going. So I guess I should start, right? Okay. So one day we shall be the heroes we have been dreaming. One day our legacy will be read by not only our daughters, but also our granddaughters. And one day they will be proud of what we have achieved so far. One day we will look at the scars and the marks, and it will remind us not of the painful memories, but of the battles that we lost and the wars that we won. One day, one day, everything shall come back to us, and everything that we have lost, we will see why we had lost it after all. One day, one day we will get to speak before people, and they will understand that we are not just mere heroes, but we are legends. One day we shall not speak just for generations, but we shall speak before nations and for nations. One day, one day things that we had cried to achieve will be brought to us with happiness. One day, the people we longed to have in our lives, we will have without any expense. One day things will flow and things will flourish and things will be perfect and things will just be amazing. One day, one day we shall be the testimonies. One day our lives shall be manuals that will help others walk through this life. One day our footprints shall be a guide to those who are lost. One day our marks shall be the identity of who we were. One day we will look at our past and say, we are so glad that it passed, because one day it will no longer be about the past, but the present and tomorrow. One day all shall change, not because of us, but because of those who have been looking up to us, because of those we have been inspiring unknowingly and knowingly. One day we shall be the source, we shall be the light, we shall be the salt, we shall be the taste, we shall be what we have always dreamt to be. One day, everything that we have always wanted to achieve will come to us without a single penny, without a single struggle, without a single tear, without a single shame, without a single pain. One day, all all these will be part of our past. So keep going. Even if it gets too tough, even if it gets too rough, even if the battle is extremely difficult, keep going, because one day you will need that story. You have to go through the fire for you to become the gold. You have to go through the waters for you to become what you have to become. You have to go through it, and you are strong enough because you are capable, you are amazing, you are great, you're a legend, not just a hero. So one day, everything shall become reality. Yeah, walking shadow poetry. Yes.
I just listened. I just took that, soaked that in with my eyes closed, and just the whole vibration, the reverberation behind each word and the message, one day will be the manual and one day will be the guide. So just thinking that even in those darkest moments that we can find the gold, we can find the diamond,
Yeah.
and then as we walk further on and we realize that we can overcome anything, then like you said, even if you just touch one person with your words and you be that beacon of light for them in their
Yeah.
darkest moments, just, I've got goosebumps,
Yeah.
precious.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
And so I have a question. I have a question for you. One thing you
Okay.
love about
One thing I love about,
one thing you
hello.
love about you. One thing you love about you.
One thing I
Yes.
love about me is my ability to smile even in the stormiest moments. Like even in the moments where I have no clue, I have no idea what will happen. I'm scared, I'm anxious. All I do is just smile. Yeah, and once I smile, I find a particular power or courage to just face it while I'm just smiling, because I'm a strong believer of the word. So I believe that there's this part of the word that says, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. So I believe no matter what happens in life, just take the positive parts and leave the negative parts. So that is what I always try. And that is what I love about myself. In any situation, be it in a relationship, in friendships, in work, at workplace, in my talents, I normally try my level best every single day to take the good moments and not focus on the negatives. Because when you focus too much, they say that there's the power of mind, and the mind, when you focus too much on something, that is what actually you will produce. So when you focus on the positives, you will produce the positivity, you produce the positive energy, you'll produce the positive vibe. But when you're always a negative person, sometimes you might even have unnecessary paranoia, because you're just negative. Something might go wrong. What if something will actually go right? What if something will actually fall into place? What if actually something will happen that is good? So one thing I love about myself is my ability to bounce back and my ability to smile in any situation. Yeah.
I love that so much, and it's real. Like attracts like, and energy flows where attention goes. And like you've just said, we have the power to create with our words,
Yeah.
and we have the power to create with our mind. And so, yeah, just I know that first of all, this interview is going to be played on the voice of the Starweaver through Wombology, but then it will become
Yeah.
available on YouTube in a few months, and
Wow.
everyone will be able to see your beautiful smile, Precious.
Thank you.
To receive the
I'm so
power,
happy. I'm so glad.
the transmission of
Yes.
your smile. Anyway, I feel like our audience is going to receive a transmission of your smile across the radio waves anyway.
Yeah. Thank you. Amen. Yeah.
And then just another question. I know we're both part of this movement, this membership, Wombology. Can you please just
Yeah.
describe your experience with Dr. Enolia Harris Pedro and yeah, Wombology and what it means to you?
So I remember the first time when Dr. Enolia approached me and requested me to be part of Wombology. At first, it failed. I remember the first time I tried reaching out to her, it failed because I had been told about her by a friend of mine who is called Babushe, who is from Kenya, and he had told me there's this thing that my friend is going to start a radio, and you would be very resourceful on that radio. So immediately he gave me the contact and I reached out to Dr. Enolia. Then the second time now, that is when we actually now managed to come into contact and we talked, and boom, I was part of the Wombology team. And like I said, my major area is in the creative space. And so I felt like it is a good platform for me to also speak up and speak out and help my friends also to understand that they can become the best version of themselves without being fake, without being people's pleasers, without trying to impress anyone. That is why I called my show the Unfiltered You Show, because it's a show where I wanted people to just feel free, they realize themselves. Because sometimes we blame others for not loving us enough, yet we don't love ourselves the way we are supposed to actually love ourselves. Okay. We ask others to understand us, um, to make sure they're close to us, to just we blame others too much. That is what I'm saying. But we don't even know ourselves. Sometimes you might ask a person, do you know your personality? Do you know your triggers? Is there something that might happen to you and you might get overly emotional? They don't know. Do you know even your favorite food? Do you know your favorite color? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? Some people don't know, and they expect other people to be their mirrors. So it's until you want to understand yourself more and research more about yourself and just get that alone time, that quiet time to ask yourself questions about yourself. And that is where I that is why I called my show the Unfiltered You Show. And Wombology has really helped me to grow in terms of also my speaking skills, my interviewing skills, because I wasn't like a very good interviewer, I must say. But right now, I really, really commend myself for that because talking for more than 30 minutes, it has really helped me to work on my communication and public speaking skills a lot. Yeah.
And again, that's the power of our voice. And I read this quote years ago, and it said, "You can't get to your 100th podcast without doing your first." Right? And so it's like
Yeah.
we don't have to start off perfect, and we don't even have to reach perfection. What we need is
Yes.
authenticity. And so what I'm hearing from you as well is that through your radio show, you're really reflecting and holding people to really ultimately become comfortable with their shadow. Because then when they're comfortable with
Yeah.
their shadow, then others can see the light within them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just so beautiful. And so can you please tell us where we can find some of your beautiful poetry? I will definitely link to your radio show as
Yeah.
well in on the Voice of a Starweaver homepage so that people can find you and yeah, connect with you.
Yeah, so you can find most of my pieces are on YouTube and TikTok, where I have a very big fan base on TikTok with about 140,000 people. But on YouTube also you can find my pieces at Walking Shadow Poetry. And you can also find my photos and some of the works that I do at Precious Owoko online.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
well, I'm going to go and add you. I'm going to go subscribe to your YouTube channel right now after this call. And I'm just so
Wow.
excited for our audience to receive this transmission. Precious, thank you for being a part of this movement alongside myself and Enolia. And we have many other incredible radio hosts as well that I'd love to highlight too. So
Yeah.
thank you, Precious. This has just been so beautiful to connect with you.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I've really I loved how you smile. I love your hair, by the way. It looks good. Yes.
Oh,
And you're
thank
just an amazing person.
you.
Yeah, don't ever forget that.
Oh, I'm so receiving
Yeah,
that because sometimes that can be a human trait of we don't receive the love
yeah,
from others, and
yes,
that can be one of the hardest things. So I'm receiving that. Thank
yeah.
you, and reflecting it
You're
right back
welcome.
to you. So, our
Yes,
beautiful audience, be sure to keep tuning in to the rest of our amazing interviews for the month and just sending so much love to everyone and just keep on remembering the power of your voice.
yes.